in towards the Against All Authority jungle. They're going to go now, make sure that their top side of the jungle is not being invaded. And Dragonborns, they feel confident. We mentioned this after game number 1. The confidence that they have, I think, really suits a lineup like this.
It does. It's a team where you can't hesitate. Yeah. Everyone has to be on the same page and just dunk people really, really hard. And, you know, this lineup, again, it's very all-in. They want to just grab kills, find people out of nowhere. Lane swaps are very good for this, actually. If they get a 2-on-1, they will just tower dive the heck out of whoever's in a 1 versus 2 and just kill that champion repeatedly. So Nidalee or Schleia, they could be in a really bad situation that way. And you're just going to see Dragonborns just look to make moves all throughout this early mid-game.
Now let's have a look at the start. We can see Virtual actually is going to be taking the big golems down at the bottom, and I think that ward actually just really giving them a bit of a fright in terms of where they're going to be starting out exactly. Red buff, of course, is there, but look at Dragonborns. They are headed down through that Against All Authority jungle. What will they be able to do with it? Spontex here will be doing the wolves over on his side of the map. So it looks like we're going to have that Jarvan down in the bottom lane, and Dragonborn's going to send their AD carrying support into the top.
That's a really good situation here for Dragonborns. They will completely stop Schleia from getting gold here. We saw the 2v1 against Spontex last game, and it didn't really shut him down, but I still think that's the right call. 2v1ing Evelynn is a very, very good choice.
And now look at Virtual. He's just actually gone over a ward here as they head in towards this blue buff. Will Zed come down from the middle? I think they're just going to give this one up, knowing that they've got a blue buff of their own after all, so it doesn't really matter too much. They let them losing out with that one. Virtual will finish off the camp so that he's got that spawn time down as well. Who's going to have the better time here between between Jarvan and Evelynn? As I say that, Jarvan might have a few problems on his hands.
Jarvan is in a bit of rough shape. However, I feel like he has just slightly better tools. He's got more armor, he's got long-range farming tools, but Virtual's showing up for the 3-on-1 dive.
Well,
or just turret pressure.
Or just turret pressure. It kind of came in there, and Jarvan's like, well, this could be scary. And they just kind of walked away from him, which I'm sure will make him a very happy Jarvan. But down in this bottom lane, they are still pushing through, and this turret's going to take a good beating, and there's not really much a level 2 Jarvan can do against a level 3 Ezreal, a level 3 Shen, with Corralius there to support as well.
But they are going to put a lot of pressure on this turret, at least for Dragonborns. Meanwhile, you're not really seeing their jungler do much of anything, honestly, so you just have a big numbers advantage. AA, really a cool move there. They just straight up 3v1 to shove the turret as
3 Ezreal, a level 3 Shen, with Corralius there to support as well.
But they are going to put a lot of pressure on this turret, at least for Dragonborns. Meanwhile, you're not really seeing their jungler do much of anything, honestly, so you just have a big numbers advantage. AA, really a cool move there. They just straight up 3v1 to shove the turret as fast as possible, and now they can lane swap and give Evelynn a better lane.
And look at that, Evelynn has just completely gone from that tower. I'm sure just thought, okay, Broken Shard's not appeared at that bottom to help out Jarvan, so chances are he's hanging around here at top to try and do some damage to me, which, you know, great read out of Schleia. The question is, will they be able to finish off that tower before the next wave of creeps go in? Will they tank that tower? It's probably going to be 2 shots yet, and they will tank it down, and that will bring us back to level. So 4 minutes in, we've lost 2 towers.
Those 2v1s, man, they are really, really good. It is super easy to kill these turrets down when no one comes to support. So really great choices, I think, on both teams. Getting fast turret kills is really helpful, because when your 1v2 gets shut down like this, you know, Schleia not having a great time on Evelynn, the fact that you kill off these turrets, that 150 global gold to each player, that is very important to keep them back in the game.
So where's the next action going to be coming down here? We can see that both Draven and Taric are headed down towards this bottom lane. If you look at the CS, 30-26 for Ezreal, bit of a lead there. The Nidalee to Jarvan is obviously a bit of a change, but now these lanes are a little bit uneven in terms of that, since Schleia did end up going towards the top lane, and we had Freddy in the middle as well. So either way, 33 creeps on Nidalee's more than either Zed or Jarvan can offer up. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. That's really the comparison you want to make, is Evelynn to Jarvan is very similar. Actually, Dragonborns, they've got the numbers advantage. They're going to get a dragon here, possibly.
Yeah, they are waiting out on this one. We are going to see Nidalee and Shen both coming down, but Jarvan and Zed are going to join in the party. There's one spear coming through. You can see Zed just putting down the pressure on this top side. Move it actually going fairly low. There's another spear coming in, but they've managed to take the dragon. Do they want to take this fight? Dragonborns do go in. They get the knock-up, and they are going all all out for this one, but have they got the damage to pick up the kill? Movement has to flash away. First blood is picked up there by Zed. They are not done with this one. Freddy forced to flash away. No will flash away, and that may just be all she wrote for Dragonborns, but what an all she wrote. 1-0. Are we going to see that teleport down? Oh, I thought it was maybe going to a ward, but he went into that top lane to stop Schleier pushing it.
That's a really, really important choice there, stopping Evelyn from getting that free damage, and Shushay being able to get the farm back is super valuable as well. Really awesome by Dragonborns. They knew they had a 5-on-4. Their health was low. They knew it was a very risky fight, but that confidence, it completely worked for them. Low health, but they know it's a 5v4. Go for it, take the fight, and it worked.
Now they have some pressure to deal with, though, on this middle turret. Broken Shard is under level compared to Virtual and Nono. Here as he gets taunted out. Can he pull the kill off? Not quite. Nono just missing that Mystic shot and also taking a big hit from the tower as well. Broken Shard should probably get right out of that one as Jarvan going to strike in there. Manages to actually get the knockup, but can he finish off with the damage? He's flashed in on top of him. Spontex takes down Nono, and now Tariq's coming to join in as well, but they won't pressure it any further. But what a play out of Spontex.
That was absolutely beautiful. Nono, just with that unfortunate turret damage, completely weakened himself up, and that just allows Dragonborns to just grab these aggressive kills. Again, early mid is their time to shine, and it's a couple of missteps by AAA. I mean, taking a 4-on-5 fight, taking an extra little bit of damage from that turret, it's just allowing these options for Dragonborns.
Now that minion wave is coming in. What are Dragonborns going to do? They're going to get the stun now onto Corellius. Here is Schleier as well. Move it. Going very low. Corellius is already dead. Hotan will have to flash away. Can he escape? There's the Jarvan ultimate coming down. Cataclysm holding Schleier away, but Spontex may pay for this one with his life as Lee Sin comes around. He's only level 4. Taunt comes down from Chen. Broken Start Shard is going to fall as well. That's a double kill for Schleier, and they're not just finished yet. Shushay forced to flash away. And that's 3-3 kills.
That was a great pickup there by Schleier to show up finally to that fight in time. Had enough mana that he could keep running hate spikes down. Of course, because he was soloing the entire time, he was level 6, which was so valuable for that battle. You just saw how much damage he could put out there. It was a really good setup for them.
You can see here Virtual just getting stunned underneath the tower. Shushay is there. He's level 6 as well. Nono is hammering away, and that turret is going to fall. So that is the first outer middle turret coming down in this game. Obviously, the top and the bottoms for either team being lost earlier on, but we've talked about how important that outer turret is in the middle lane before.
It gives complete control right now. This Golem buff is so available here for Against All Authority. They've killed both turrets that are around that Golem buff. You just saw Needly ward that out. Unfortunately, though, none of their team is actually ready to steal this away, so they'll only get the timer here. They could have gone for a stab on this, though.
Well, Blue will go over this time to Broken Shard, and, well, it's kind of the beauty of it, really. They've got 2 energy champions in there. They've got no one really that's relying on that super heavy as you would in a normal setup there. So they can quite freely just distribute that around to the man who's going to be needing those cooldowns most coming in. Let's have a look at the CS, because to be honest, they've not really been that focused on farming, but you can see that the AD carry is pretty much bang even. Evelyn's got a slight lead over Zed. Nidalee, though, 51-28 if you compare that with Jarvan. Either way, Nidalee's done a great job of farming up there.
Exactly. Against All Authority is very ahead in minions. When you look at the gold scores, you see, the +1 turret is kind of the reason for the bonus gold there. They're about up 750. The problem is Dragonborns took a dragon kill and still is only, down in gold.
Oh, Schleier may just catch out Shushay. In fact, they are going to catch him out. The Shen ultimate coming down. Stan United into the taunt. And, well, Shushay just didn't really last. That wasn't much of a fight, let's call it. That was being caught out and maybe a little bit too much overconfidence on Shushay's part.
That was very unfortunate. That's really one of the best things that Shen does, is just turns around those assassin fights and gives just enough health that you can survive it and counterattack.
And here we go then. We are seeing Against All Authority going for this inner turret now in the middle, and that will be an absolutely crucial one to be picking up. On the top side, Broken Shard is going head-to-head with Schleier there. Couldn't quite see, and that's how much on top of each other they were. Those icons blocking each other out, and Broken Shard now going to try and rescue this turret. I think it's a bit risky of him if he goes in there. One taunt and it'd be all over for him, especially you don't want to give those double buffs away.
Not at all. And the pressure's going to really stay here as well from Against All Authority. They've got such a good long-range team that they can kind of keep pressing throughout this entire mid-game. So they are looking so very good. They crested past that really scary early game where all the dives could happen. But now that they've built themselves a gold lead 10 minutes in, they're actually in a really good standing for, honestly, the rest of this game even.
And let's have a look at the items. That's something that we've not really touched on. Shen already got that Giant's belt in there. Also on Jarvan is a Giant's belt as well. Haunting guys for Evelynn. Zedra the Brutalizer between the AD carries. We've got similar stuff coming in. Draven actually got that double longsword, got the Vamp Scepter already. BF sword for Ezreal plus that Vamp Scepter. So he's moving up to that Bloodthirster as we did see in the last games as well. Cloth armor being picked up in there. A lot of wards being gathered by both of these teams as well. So we may be seeing a bit of action around that next spawn of the Dragon.
It's going to be really the next time these teams really head off here. The unfortunate thing for AAA is even though they're ahead and they can push turrets, they just have to push them so far into the enemy territory that it's just a bit difficult to do. But with the Dragon up, it's going to be both teams posturing here.
Here we go then. Wards starting to go down over the top of the wall. One in the small bush in river and one back for Against All Authority. And more. Even more wards. You can probably just count the amount that are coming down here. They're actually forced a little bit away, but is it really away or is it just on a different route? Look at that. There's a pink ward right on top of that blue ward that we've just seen down from Against All Authority. But what are they going to go for? They're actually pushing up through into the jungle, and Dragonborns being forced to completely retreat around the long way here of their jungle as they try to defend this inner turret. They know that they can't really afford to give up a dragon. They can't really afford to be giving up that inner turret either. So it's a make or break decision that they've got to go for. Do they push in towards Dragon, risk being caught out in the areas that they don't have full vision, or do they let this Dragon go down? And something tells me the whole lineup that we've got here from Dragonborns, they're going to want to fight at whatever cost.
Both teams do want to fight, but neither wants to engage too heavily. The crazy thing here is both teams have really, really good vision. The Dragonborns have one good thing on their side, though. They've got a giant minion wave pushing top that at some point AAA will have to deal with, which will give a 5-on-4 for Dragonborns unless they send Shen to clear that out. If they send Shen, he can just teleport back into that battle. And so I don't know if Dragonborns can quite stab at this Dragon, because there goes Shen, he's going to clear top, and he'll just be ready to teleport. Dragonborns will try to push Dragon to force the teleport out, but I think he'll show up in time.
Well, Ezreal is on that bottom lane, but he should be coming over. And one thing that they've got going for them there is that pink ward right on top of the Dragon as well, which is going to force someone to get in there and try and get some vision down. There's a trap put in by Nidalee, but Dragonborns not really going for it. In fact, Jarvan did just go home, and you can see there the Brutalizer starting to stack up across the board. There's Giant's belts coming in there as well. The question is, who's going to make that first step, and is it going to be a wrong step?
It really could go either way. These fights will be incredibly close. The difficult thing for Dragonborns is that there's a lot of shield available on this AAA lineup. Ezreal has a shield, Shen can shield anyone he wants, and Evelynn can pop her ultimate and suddenly be pretty tanky against bursts as well. So Dragonborns needs to choose their target very, very well here.
Broken Shard just kind of dash away from that spear, almost connecting onto him, and that's not the kind of thing you want to be landing, or want to have landing onto you if you're thinking about getting in for this Dragon fight. Is their blue buff secured? Dragon is still alive. Probably wondering why he is still alive after so much attention being paid on that side. But while this is all going on, Against All Authority have Virtual doing what Shen does best, pushing this top lane out. Question is, will he keep going? There's no reason that he'd stop, actually, from this one. He's going to force Dragonborns to say, okay, we hit Dragon and then we go back, and we're going to lose inner turrets for that, to be honest.
That's a really smart move there. They shoved the minion wave bottom, they forced someone to respond to that turret pressure, and they gave him just enough time to take out that Dragon. You saw Nidalee split pushing mid. She'll actually get the turret, though, is the thing. So I say it's good for Dragonborn, but this turret's going to go to AAA.
Nidalee in there. Hosan did get hit with a spear, and that turret is going to be picked off. Can he? Oh, not quite landing the Q. Schleier actually being chased down here by Spontex. Nidalee going towards that top side. They still have Stan United, so they can bring that shield into the equation, as Spontex going to walk straight through the trap, and with those eyes on him, he feels like he is going to be safe. Top lane inner turret didn't quite go down, but Nidalee, counteracting that whole Dragon pick up there with the inner turret in the middle lane. And
oh, he got it. The Lizard stolen away by Nono. Beautiful.
Ah, nice. Didn't even notice it coming through there. I was just looking in this top lane and, you know, just rambling on there. My point was that Baron only just spawned. This game already feels like it's been going on longer than 15 minutes the way it's been played. It's
been a very aggressive game by AAA. I mean, I say that without a lot of champion kills, but they have been constantly pressuring the whole map. Mid-game started at like 8 minutes. You know, normally you see teams really start to siege around 12 to 15 minutes into the game when they start powering up. But in this game, they said, we're done with these lanes. These lanes are very harsh for Against All Authority. They want to get into these 5-on-5s where they can use their shields, use their area of effect powers, area of effect crowd control, area of effect, slows and whatnot. Because Dragonborns are so single target focused, they don't want to get ganked. They want to just get into these slugfests and try to shield off that damage.
So, what items have we had completed? After that dragon, Leandris is going to be finished for Evelyn. Bloodthirst, as I said earlier on, for Ezreal is going to be completed. Draven does have himself that Brutalizer plus the Advanced Scepter from earlier on. Plenty of giant spells coming across the board as we can really expect. You can see there Ninja Tabby on both Shen and Nidalee as well, for that extra protection against this, physical damage team that are going to be going in there. A lot of auto attacks going to be counting towards the damage that comes out. So just generally great pickup there with the Ninja Tabby.
It's a really good setup here against All Authority, even picking up a lot of armor on Ezreal as well. The early chain vest coming in from Evelyn, which could be a Zhonya's, and it really could just be some bonus armor. We actually saw in the last game Spontex just grabbed the Negatron cloak and a chain vest and didn't turn them into anything, just simply had it for the resist to stack with his shield. Evelyn gets a heck of a lot of shield power, so it's just him trying to be a little bit tankier. He knows to be afraid of these assassins, but there's just so much shield power though.
Oh, Spontex getting caught out here in this bottom lane, but he's Jarvan after all, manages to slide himself to safety. And that won't be another kill coming in just yet. We have 3,000 gold lead in favor of Against Authority. They might end up getting caught out here. There is the Arcane Shift away, and Spontex did try and go over the wall and catch Ezreal, but not quite landing what he needed to. Up in the top, Shuche trying to defend this turret against Freddy, but there's not a lot he can really do against him. There we see Freddy taking that turret down, and Shuche actually going to go in there. He's forced to flash away. The Draven ulti did come spinning across the map, but that was just a little bit too late.
This is a good situation here for Dragonborns because it's going to be a little bit of time until Freddy sustains himself all the way back up. He just goes top lane anyway, but it's risky for him. Shuche can put out a lot more damage still.
Shuche waiting for his opportunity to go for this one. Slayer coming in. They're going to dive Shuche right underneath his own turret. He's going to fall down from this one. Freddy will finish off the kill. And that looked far too easy for Against All Authority to nail that one down. And I don't think Shuche was quite ready for that.
He really wasn't. Schley is so far ahead. He's just making a lot of great moves right now.
Where is the next push going to come from? No came from that south side. Those spears becoming a real problem now from Nidalee. I mean, doesn't really have any AP either. That's but they're really, really hurting.
No, I mean, realistically, they just have a lot of damage output. There's really good base damages from Against All Authority, and those guys are building so much armor that they're kind of withstanding most of this Dragonborn's burst. And really what's so scary for Dragonborns is they're not really getting these 2-on-1s or 3-on-1s that they need to burst these champions down. You saw Shuche 1v1 against Freddy, and he got him down to maybe a third. That's good damage. It's a good all-in from Zed. But if you only bring him down to a third, he'll heal back up. Or at some point, Shen can ult if he needs to. They need to actually kind of dogpile these individual champions to actually make waves. But it's just kind of very strange because AA left laning phase really early. They said, we don't want a 1v1 at the first 5 levels. But now that they've built an advantage killing turrets and winning fights, they're ahead enough in items that they win one-on-ones. And now Dragonborns is the team that needs to start these sort of bigger engagements.
And the problem is they can't really catch anyone out because, well, you can't really catch Nidalee out unless she literally face checks into a brush. She's very hard to pin down, and they're just not going to do that right now. They don't have really any vision here, Dragonborns. You can see that the ward's been stacked up all over the Dragonborns jungle by Against All Authority. So they pretty much are going to see any kind of trap coming a mile off from that one. And they're just sat into that pattern now that they're farming Dragonborns to try and get back into this game.
But the difficulty is their highest scaling champions aren't even getting all that much farm. Draven's at 132 compared to Ezreal's 157, and that poor Zed from Shuche, poor is the right term here, only 89 minion kills on him. They need Draven and Zed to be gigantic damage dealers, and they are just not there yet.
So where is the next move? We can see, as I asked that question, a ping going down on Baron for against all authority. And this, to be honest, this is the kind of thing that Dragonborns are probably quite confident with in terms of, you know, what they're going to do next. A fight at Baron might actually be the one thing that gives them a chance.
It absolutely is true. As long as they do a pretty good job of dodging the major AoEs from Evelynn and Sona, they can just eviscerate any given champion here. If they really put their minds to it, they can kill off Nono despite barrier, despite Shen ultimate, despite exhaust from Sona. They can kill an individual target quickly. They absolutely have the champions to do so.
Oh, Nono getting a little bit caught out here in this bottom lane. Can he get away from it? There is a Cataclysm. Where is the finisher? There it is. It's Spontex that picks it up. Dragonborns bring us back to 5-4, and it's a 5,000 gold lead, which, you know, we're at 20 minutes in. Yes, it's a good lead for against all authority, but it's certainly not one that can't be turned around.
It absolutely can be turned around, but what Dragonborns really needs to do is find some turret kills and bring this gold advantage closer.
Yeah.
Down 4 turrets basically means you're down 3,000 global gold. They close that 5k to 2k, and they're absolutely where they need to be.
No, just wrote in chat, you look like Shen. It's like, well, I think that the colour above his head and his name might give away that he's not actually your teammate when he comes running at you, but still.
I don't know, a true ninja could maybe disguise his identity. That's
or
actually...
if he's a real ninja, you don't see him coming in the first place.
True. Oh, that's... Shisha, you should have been more stealthy. He shouldn't have even known you were there. Oh well. Broken Shard says, people say that to me all the time. I don't think he was referencing Lee Sin.
No. Yeah, Broken Shard does look like a ninja. Or not.
Sure, why not?
But let's have a look at the situation we're in. I mean, 22 minutes, 5-2 in kills. The entire mid lane is going to be pushed out to the inhibitor turret. Same for the top lane. Only one left down in this bottom. We can see in terms of the vision, the warding situation is all against all authority right now. There's only one single ward on that side, and that's in the river bush there as well, which when against all authority have got complete control of this top side of the jungle, they're not even necessarily going to be spotted by that one headed to Baron.
Which is a very scary situation for Dragonborns, because AAA are the team in the lead. They're the team who are going to make the moves and try to look for advantages, and they can absolutely look for an advantage by just taking down Baron. And they've got such great ward coverage that they can see Dragonborn coming and stop if they need to, or just take it out if DB doesn't show up.
You see Dragonborns again having trouble with dealing with this Nidalee, and as I say that, they decide, you know what, I'm sick of this Nidalee, we're going to get her. All four men coming up towards his top lane, but again, she just pounces away and comes back in when she thinks that threat is less dangerous. Now down on this bottom lane, we are seeing Jarvan being closed in on. He's very, very tanky, but is he going to be tanky enough to hold off a push from this Evelynn, who is now very strong with that needlessly large rod coming in, got the armor from that chain vest, so looking for that Zhonya's with the Leandras as well, already finished, and those sorcerer shoes got good penetration, and now Jarvan is starting to step out. Schley decides, no, don't really need to go for it, just going to push the lane out again.
As long as he has E and Q up, he should be able to get away from Evelynn. And Schley actually did reveal himself just here, casting abilities. So Spontex knows he needs to be a little bit afraid. Schley is looping around, actually back towards mid, though. I don't see them quite diving this mid lane, but they could easily keep poking with Nono here.
Yeah, and Freddy's doing a fantastic job as well. He's slowly but surely working his way towards that inhibitor turret. Every single wave that comes through, he just sits back, soaks them up, gets another couple of auto attacks onto the turret, and well, even if it takes him 10 more minutes to eventually get that turret down, it's going to go down at some point. Now we see against authority hanging around in the top side of the jungle. Dragonborn's doing the right thing in this position though, and holding that little bit back. They know that Shen's in the bottom lane, but if they've got vision of one other, I'd say they know that that Baron's not really going to be attempted.
Exactly. Now the cool thing is they've chosen their lane assignments up very well as well, because Spontex will be able to interrupt Virtual's teleport. The problem is, though, this pacing is so good for Against All Authority. They're in the lead, and they kind of want to get to late game, and so them just having these very slow advantages being gained over and over, that's so good for them. Dragonborns, they actually need to make a move here. So they're playing defense properly, absolutely, but they need to find an opening to actually try to pull something in their favor.
And here we go. Spontex going to be pressured down in this bottom lane, but you just see how healthy he is there with that Warmogs in there. and you just can't do all that much in Broken Shard here in this top lane, trying desperately to get rid of the minions in front of his tower so that they can force Nidalee completely off this one. But they are hanging on here, Dragonborns. They're hanging in for now. The problem is, where do they go forward from this one? How are they going to deal with a Baroned up against Authority if they can't stop them taking that in the first place?
They need to just find a caught-out champion somewhere. You're seeing Spontax try to make a couple of moves. Nono's a little bit low on mana, so he could potentially get caught somewhere. Arcane Shift's only on a 7-second cooldown, though, so it'll be very hard for them to catch Nono. He's got Barrier and Flash up. I don't know if they have to like burn the enemy summoners and then try again, or if they could just hope that they can somehow all-in him over Barrier and over Stand United. But basically, Dragonborns just needs to find a way to all-in someone and just immediately explode that guy.
Well, we can see they had started to come down towards this Dragonary. Keralis is actually going home, and the entire time, Shen is split pushing his bottom lane out, farming his way to victory there as well, to 144 CS now. Got that Warmogs in them. We've just seen an Oracle being picked up by Sona, so I'm guessing that they're going to go for a complete clear of this top side of the Dragonborns jungle, and then either go to Baron and just take it, or set up a trap somewhere there and wait for the move from Dragonborns.
That's exactly right, Joe. When you see the Oracles picked up, you don't keep it on your team all the time normally because it costs a good amount of gold and it only lasts 5 minutes. It costs 400 gold. You only get it for 5 minutes, so you buy it at very specific times when you're looking to make a big move. And the big move there for Oracles normally is, in fact, a Baron attempt. They've got a pink ward on it right now, so they know there's no wards just yet. Dragonborns, they do have a Ruby Sightstone, so they could put wards down in the near future, but that's where you're going to see the dance show up. A good trap coverage, a good ward coverage, clear out Baron, and start trying to pull Dragonborns out of their base.
Dragon taking down the Oracle was actually popped earlier on, which was like down somewhere in the middle lane, which is kind of surprising still with that whole time limit that's on it now. I mean, it was only a 20-second difference, but you never know when those 20 seconds are actually going to come in handy when you actually pop it in there. But we'll have to see. Dragonborns have moved down. You know, they've stuck a ward in the back of the Baron pit, which is going to be easily weeded away there. There is, as you said, that pink ward on the Baron itself, so they don't even need the Oracle to get rid of that bit of vision. And there's not really much more in terms of vision there at all for Dragonborns. They're going to have to play this one a little bit by the wind.
They're completely in fog. They only see that Shen is pushing towards the bottom. They have no idea if Dragon's the attempt. Mover, he's playing a little bit aggressively. He's revealed by a Nidalee trap. He could get caught out, and you see him immediately have to turn around, realize they have no vision. They need to somehow just grab all four and just face check Brush and hope they don't get caught out.
On the bottom lane, Shen is still causing Jarvan to be away there. I mean, as you said, Jarvan is probably the best one in there because he can actually interrupt that ultimate, which means it will be a 4-on-4 either way. But without that Jarvan in there as well, who's got the Black Cleaver, who's got that Warmogs, now Cataclysm can really control your opponents as well. Is that going to be too much for on the other side 4v4 as we see the Baron being started now for AAA? The question is, will Dragonborns think about that this is a time with Schleier pushing middle, with Shen pushing bottom lane? It looks like this will be going over to against All Authority.
It's completely free for AAA. A very smart move of theirs to send Schleier toward the mid. They knew they had complete ward coverage. They knew they didn't put any new wards down because they had put wards themselves, AAA, in the jungle. They could see if someone went through to put wards down. They knew they were completely in the dark making that happen. And by sending Evelynn towards the mid there, they said, 3v5, that's unlikely. We don't think they're going to go for it. And they completely took that one away. AAA are doing a very perfect job of just strangling the map here and not giving a single option away to Dragonborns.
The question is, where do they get the actual opening to get the rest of these turrets down? Actually, we can see that Virtual has been pretty much left alone now on this bottom lane to going on towards the Tina turret. Still doesn't want to be taking too much damage. No need to be risky at this point. Up until now, this game has been really, really calculated by Against All Authority. They've done really nothing off feeling, I'd say, and everything off, you know, what they think is right in this game, what time this should happen, exactly what positions and who should be in those positions. And so far, they've been flawless with that.
They've been very, very reserved in this game. They know their back's up against the wall. They really want to win this series because a win here means you're into the European LCS for Season 3, which is such a huge deal. Even if a team loses here, they can always try again on day 2, but you've already got opponents like Millennium down there. You're going to have, one of, Fnatic or MYM, two other big favorites of this
You
tournament.
don't want to be playing tomorrow.
You don't want to be playing tomorrow. You really don't. A win here is like the easiest opponent they're going to have is right here. So both teams are looking to try to win this one out here. And AAA just playing very reserved. They know, though, that, again, the late game is in their favor, and they're playing it perfect.
Still waiting for the next turret to be going down. You can see that No just putting some damage in on towards Broken Shard. Virtual still pushing, surprise on this bottom lane. Corellius not wanting to get too deep there with Hosan, but he could actually end up baiting him out for Schleier to go in there and just burst him down to nothing with that Leandris with the Sork Shoes, and of course that Zhonya's Hourglass in there. He's certainly got enough power with that Baron buff on as well, let's not forget. And now against Authority are finally going to move in with 3 men towards that tower, and also after that just go back. Freddy did get stunned up, Freddy heals up, Freddy's in no problems whatsoever as Shushay is going to dive in on towards No, but No will just turn around and say, well, no, you're not going to do that, and I'm going to take you down, as we are going to see Dragonborn teaming absolutely melted as they go underneath the turret against Authority, continuing to push down. Can Hosan escape this one? Yes, he can, for now at least, but there are only 2 men left alive. It's Broken Shard and Hosan to try and hold on to this game for Dragonborns against Authority. Look at that, they're not going to go straight through onto those Nexus turrets. They want to make sure that every little bit is squeezed out of this push in terms of those inhibitors, making it even harder to defend if they don't win the game now with this push. But in all honesty, it looks like they're going to. First Nexus turret will go down. They dive in on towards Broken Shard. It will be finished off quickly. There is the surrender vote against Authority. Win game number 2.
Great job by Against All Authority. Really, from minute 1, they just made great move after great move. Even though Shushay, I believe it was Shushay, got first blood in a really interesting altercation, you just saw the overall gameplay from AAA was amazing. Bringing Virtual down, not even for a gank, but just to push down the turret early on and end those